Welcome back to Tom's Live. Today's Sunday special is smoked haddock chowder. The ingredients you need are smoked haddock, 4 potatoes, 2 onions, 4 celery sticks, bacon, black pepper, milk, sweet corn, plain flour and 1 chicken stock cube and parsley. First step to do is to prep all your ingredients. I'm going to start off with the potatoes. First step, we're going to prep the potatoes. So you're going to peel them using your peeler. So you keep moving it. Do a few turns. And you must be careful on the sharp blade. You don't cut your fingers. So you just keep turning it till you have all the skin off. Turn it around. This is what they should look like when you have peeled all your potatoes. So you're going to get one of your potatoes and you're going to chop it in half, flatten it, then you're going to chop it in half, bring them together and you're going to finally dice them into little pieces. And you do the same with the other one. I'll show you how you did that. So you want to chop it in half, bring them together, and you want to chop them into little pieces. Always move your fingers out the way so you don't cut yourself on the sharp knife. Once you've got nice little pieces like that, you're going to place them in a bowl. The reason we're chopping them this small, we're going to sweat them down with the bacon and celery, and you want to cook them this size because one, they will cook nice and evenly, and they will cook and they will soften easily. They will not take too long to cook. Next step, we're going to prep the celery. You first chop off your ends. And you want to finally slice them. Into small pieces like that. I'll show you again how I did that. So you first chop your ends off and then you want to finally slice it. But always be careful with your fingers. Then you will place them in a mixing bowl. So next step, you're going to get your parsley and you're going to break off your stalks. So you're just breaking all the leaves. You only want the leaves, not the stalks. You can use the stalks for another recipe, but we're just using the leaves. You want to get a good handful. So next step, we're going to prep our parsley. So you're going to take it off all the you're going to take all the leaves off the stalk. You can use the stalks for another recipe, but what we're going to do is we're just going to finely chop it. Then you bring it back together and you want to give this a good chop, so it's nice and fine. This will go in right at the end, but it needs to be nice and fine. So just give it a good chop. Be careful with them fingers. Once you have chopped all your parsley nice and fine, you're going to place it in a bowl. And you're going to put that to one side and you will use that at the end. Next step, we're going to prep the onions. You first chop the heads off. I like to flatten it so it's more easy to chop. Then you're going to chop the other ends off. Then you're going to peel 2 layers of skin. Do the same with your other one. Once you have peeled and chopped your ends off your onion, you first want to chop them not all the way down. Then you want to turn them around and you want to finely dice them. Move fingers out the way so you don't cut yourself. Then turn them back around and just break through if you've missed any bits. I'll show you again how I did that. So you first chop it. Then you turn it around. Once you have done that, you're going to place your onions with your celery. Next step, you're going to prep your bacon. You probably use about 4 or 6 pieces of bacon. It's up to you. I'm just using 4 today. So what you want to do is get 2 slices on top of each other, and you just want to finely slice it so it breaks through. Be careful with your fingers. And then you're going to place it in a bowl. And you're going to do the rest of your bacon. Next step, we're going to prep the smoked haddock. So what you want to do is open it. You should have 2 nice pieces. And you want to slice it. Into 3. And you want to turn it around and chop it into medium cubes. Should have nice pieces like that. Then you're going to get a bowl and place it in the bowl. Next step, You want to add some water to a measuring jug, hot water. Then you're going to add in your chicken stock. You want to give this a good stir so it evaporates. Give this a little stir for a minute or two. So all has evaporated into the water. Next step, we're going to switch on the hob. You want to set your hob ring to high. Then you want to place your pan on the ring. Let that just heat up for a minute or two before you start frying your onions and celery to make your chowder, smoked chowder. So after when you have heated up your pan, you want to fry your onions and celery first. So they give flavour. You know when your onions are cooked, when they're nearly cooked, because you'll be able to smell them. You want to do this for a few minutes. So they give out flavour. Next step is to add in your bacon. So what you're going to do is you're just going to fry that in with your onions and celery. You want to give it a good toss and just break it apart a little bit so the flavour of the bacon coats into the onions and celery. Just get it all the way around the pan. Next step, you want to add in your potatoes, your finely diced potatoes, into your pan. You want to give that a bit of a stir so it coats into all your bacon, onions and celery. So you soften your potatoes. You just want to get all the way around the pan. Next step is adding 2 tablespoons of plain flour. And you want to give that a toss in. Don't worry if it sticks a bit to the bottom. You just want them to coat in with the plain flour. And you also pour in half a pint of milk. Start with that and let's see what happens, and if you need to add any more milk, you want to give it a good stir. So you want to give it a good stir. Everything what has stuck on the bottom, you'll be able to move that about. And you also want to pour in your chicken stock, and you want to give this a good mix so you get everything off the bottom. So you just want to give this a little bit of a stir for a minute or two. Next step, you want to add in your smoked haddock. And tinned sweet corn. Don't worry about the juice, that will give flavour. And you want to give this a good stir. So we'll add some of the flavour. We're going to add in some ground black pepper in a minute, but you won't want to add any salt because the smoked haddock will have a lot of salt in. So you only want to add a little bit of ground pepper. It's up to you if you add in salt. If you do, you only want to add in like a tiny little pinch, because you don't want to make it too salty. And now you want to add in some ground black pepper. And you also want to add in your parsley. And then you want to give that a good stir. You want to give this a good stir. So you add in so the black pepper and the parsley get flavour into all your other ingredients and your stock. You do this for a minute or two. Then you'll place a lid on top. And then you want it to boil. So we'll thicken down into a nice thick chowder. Now you finally place the lid on top of your pan. You want that to boil for 10 minutes so your potatoes are nice and soft. Your fish is cooked, and I hope you enjoy making this. Don't forget to press the like button, share and subscribe. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. More videos coming soon.